Hello guys, Adam here from Not Toys Action Figures, bringing you another Power Rangers Lightning Collection action figure review, and this time we have something very different. I picked these figures up when I was back in the UK, and to be honest, I don't really know much about them. As you can see, we have the in-space Ecliptor and Astronema, I guess. I believe these guys are from the Power Rangers in-space series. But the reason I picked them up is because of the rumored Power Rangers and Mega Rangers box set that is coming out. And these guys in the comics, they do kind of make a very early appearance in the comics. And I managed to get this box set for quite cheap. I think they're interesting characters. Like, I don't really have many female characters that aren't Rangers. The only other one I have is Scorpina, or whatever she's called. And this guy just looks so unique and interesting, and yeah, I like to try out the different types and body types of the Lightning Collection figures, so I thought I'd pick them up. So without further ado, let's get them out of the box. Okay, so we have Ecliptor and Astronema out of the boxes, and these guys are really cool looking figures. This is what I mean, like obviously I have a lot of Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures, but a lot of them are just like Rangers in suits. And when you just kind of go for the Rangers, you miss out on like some of the really nice details and sculpting that is in this series. Like when you look at Astronema, like of course she just has the basic or the old now, I guess, female body. But there's just so much detail on her. Like you can see kind of like this chain mail effect on her stomach there. She has the harness here for like this boomerang. There are these really cool gauntlets there on her wrist, her hair. It doesn't look, I mean, the colour doesn't look as vibrant as it does in the box, but it's like this nice purple colour. She has this really pretty, look like tassel coming down from her head. There's this necklace, which is a separate piece. You go over to the staff. The staff looks really cool. Has these unique effects that I haven't seen in any other Lightning collections. Then you go to Ecliptor, and again, like you see, just obviously he's a unique character, a unique sculpt. But it's just like the layers, and I will go through the articulation, but the layers to him that just make him look extra cool and just stand out, and like he's just jumped out of like an 80s kind of sci-fi Tron ripoff. And he has also this really nice effect coming out of his hands. It's kind of like the Chancellor or the Emperor Palpatine lightning effect. Yeah, these are really cool looking figures. Let's have a look at their articulation. Okay, so if we go through the articulation, I think we should first start off with Ecliptor, because obviously he is the most interesting when it comes to articulation, because we've had some other female bodies on the channel before. So yeah, this, like I said, the reason that I picked these figures up is because they make a kind of an appearance in the Omega comics, and there's the rumor, or there was the leak, that the Omega Rangers are coming soon, and I thought it would be cool to give those Omega or Omega Rangers someone to fight. But that's basically all I know, that he's kind of like her mentor, I guess, and she's called the Princess of Darkness or the Queen of Darkness or something. That's all I know about them. So if you have any kind of background lore about In Space or about these guys that I should know, let me know. But yeah, if we go through maybe the accessories first, because I want to take this hand off. But yeah, I like this hand. It's fantastic. It's such like a cool effect piece. Like I said, it's very much Palpatine, Revenge of the Sith, Force Lightning, Mace Windu out of the window. It looks very, very cool. Really nice effect piece, because that's something with the Power Rangers. Like, I love that you get the effect pieces, but they do kind of get repetitive. So it's nice to see some unique ones, and you can see that is actually his hand. These don't unplug. It's his whole hand. He comes with this hand, and he comes with another fist. I'm going to put, or I should say, two fists. I'm going to put his fist back in just because it's easier to show the articulation. You might also have noticed that he has this big whopping sword. So the sword itself also looks very cool. Has quite a lot of detail on it. If I can get it out of his hand. There we go. So yeah, it has quite a lot of detail on it. You can see specifically here on the hilt, it's like nicely silver. Has this gold on it. Has the red eye or the red dot. There's a red dot there as well. Really, really nice. Then it has this kind of like Tron-like effect along the blade. The blade itself is kind of arrow-shaped with a silver kind of edge on the side. Really nice looking weapon. And the figure itself, yeah, I mean, let's look at him. So he has, let me just put a bit more light on him whilst we do that. Okay, now we have some more light. So yeah, you can see The figure, it's actually not that different to what we've seen before with King Sphinx. I would say this figure feels a lot better designed than King Sphinx did. King Sphinx was massive, and you couldn't really do much other than just move his arms and legs a little bit. This guy, you can see he has a really nice tilt. He gets not much look down, so it looks like it's a ball joint in here on like a hinge, but he does get a little bit up. The tilt is quite good. It's from left to right, and you can kind of have him looking down. So if you want him looking down at Andromeda, you can do that easy. Onto this side. The shoulders, you can see here, he has these massive shoulder blade, shoulder kind of, what are these called? I can't remember what you call these, like, yeah, these shoulder things here that you do get out of the way. You can see they're kind of like how Star Wars does theirs. They're like on a separate piece of plastic that can get out, so you can get his arm up relatively high, like maybe not as high as you would want, but it does go up to about a 90-degree angle. He comes down, he has a double pinned elbow, which means his arm gets up to here. You can see here, then it goes down to his forearm. This is a separate piece that goes over that. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Sorry, the forearm is sculpted, but then this piece over the hand is separate, and it goes down to the hand. His hand is what you would expect. It has a hinge, so you can hinge it up and down a little bit. It's kind of hard with this extra piece of plastic, but you can hinge it up and down. You can swivel it, get his hand back here. On this side, it's the same thing. The kind of this shoulder piece is a separate piece, but it doesn't get out of the way as much as the other side. So his arms can be quite limited. You can see you can get his arm up like this, relatively straightforward, and then again we have the double pinned elbow. In this instance, it's not going around quite as easy as the other one did, but you can definitely get it to go around with a bit of force. If we go down to his body, so it looks like this is like a separate piece. This whole kind of upper armor is like a separate piece on top of the regular torso. So you get a little bit of movement just from the very top part of his body. And then you also get the crunch going forward. You can hear the click there. You can see here as we move it back, it's not quite painted underneath. It might be a little bit dark on my screen for you to see. But then you can get it back, or hopefully you can get it back a little bit as well. And again, he goes quite back because this top piece is also is separate. And the only thing is he doesn't get much twist. You can twist it slightly, and you can, or actually quite far. And you can hear it kind of clicking as he goes. So you might just want to be careful with that. The legs get up really high for such a big guy. You can see here, he has a double pinned knee that gets back, so where he can almost kick himself in the butt. He has no swivel on his thigh though, so his thigh is just one solid piece. He has no swivel down at his boot, and then his foot is on quite a nice hinge here. It's on the rocker. It can get forward and back quite nicely, and yeah, in general, he's way more posable than I thought it was going to be. Like, he feels way more like a figure than a kind of or an action figure than just like a big lumping piece of plastic that King Sphinx did. He also comes with these other really unique kind of power effects. This really big one here, which if I grab the box, one sec. Okay, I'm back. As I grab the box, you can see it's meant to kind of like come around him somehow. So you get like loads of effect coming off him as if he's just like summoned a storm. Then you can see from the box we have this purple effect that also goes around his sword. Again, this is a unique one. So I think with this set we have 3 unique power effects just for Ecliptor, which is really cool. I don't know if they were reused in the other kind of because there was another in space bad guy. I can't remember his name. He was red that looked the same. Maybe some of it was reused there, but this is the first time I've seen it. And yeah, that is his articulation. Then if we go on to Andromeda, you can see, like I said, she has the old female body that the older Rangers had. So we don't need to go into too much detail about her articulation, but I do want to kind of just show you a little bit of how she looks. And let me just move the light just so there's a bit more light on her, because she has a really nice sculpt, really nice face sculpt, really nice hair. It might not be that clear on here, but you can kind of see that there is some kind of shades to her hair and almost like a glittery effect on some of them, so they sparkle. It's like a really light pink. Then on top, it looks like there's been like a dark purple dry brushed on. Very, very nice. Like I said, a really nice face sculpt. You can see the headband there. You can see these kind of silver tassels coming down. You can see this necklace here that looks like it's like the Wakandan Black Panther necklace, but with a nice golden emblem in the middle. You see on the body, she has this kind of chest piece that, again, it looks very metallic. Goes down to these very space-aged gauntlets here. Then we go down to her legs. There's a lot of like different shades of black. Like kind of like matte, and then it gets down here that looks a little bit more almost like leather. Then we have her boomerang weapon, which I guess is unique to her, but like I said, I don't really know much about her. And yeah, she's really pretty looking figure. For the articulation, obviously the hair does get in the way a little bit, but she can look to the side, she can look to this side. She doesn't really go up or down, a little bit down, but that's more because of the crunch here. She has a tiny bit of tilt, but nothing great. The shoulder, obviously there's nothing here getting in the way, so the shoulder goes up, it goes all the way around. She has a single jointed elbow, so she gets up to 90 degrees easy. And then on her hand, she has a hand with a they both have like a hinge in, so you can go in and out. Again, it might be a little bit dark for you, so I apologize. And you twist around. On her torso, she has some nice twist there. On the upper torso, some nice twist there. She does have some crunch. I think she could go a bit further, but I don't want to stress her too much. I'm going back. The legs, they are the ones that come up like this. You don't have to drop them down. They come up to here. They go out to here. She has double pinned knees, which is nice. So her knees go not as far back as I was expecting them to be honest. You might be able to play around with them if you can get the lower part of the knee there like that. So they do, you can see here, they do bump a little bit with the muscles touching, but yeah, they go back pretty far. She does have a thigh swivel, nothing on the boots, and then on the feet she has a rocker. She has it going forward like this, and she has it going back like that. So yeah, so interesting figures, really good looking figures. Let's put them in another pose. But before we put them in a pose, we should probably look at her accessories. So you've already kind of seen the staff. She has this nice long staff with this nice gold, metallic gold on it. Red, looks really nice. The staff itself, this bit feels a little bit cheap, but it does have like nice little bit of detail here. You can see like kind of like what she has on her ear, or from her headband hanging down. She has this kind of like metallic tassel. There is a little bit of detail on there, which is nice, but this pole itself just looks plain. It does have like a stopper on the end, but it's not painted gold or anything. I don't know if that's show accurate. Then she also has this interesting power piece that I've not seen before, which I had it wrapped around her pole to give it that effect that it's emitting some kind of crazy energy, which I think fits to Andromeda. Then she has two fists, and the fists, if you can see, I'll try and zoom in here really nicely. They have like some texture on the back that matches her suit. That's a nice little kind of like detail there, what I wouldn't expect to see. But yeah, and those are her accessories. Now let's put them both in a pose. And here is the mastering student in one more pose. And yeah, that was the review. I mean, like most of it was for the articulation, but I think it's important to go over this articulation because it's so unique, and who knows what's going to happen with the Lightning collection in the next year or so. But I feel like they do have some really cool, unique figures in the line, which maybe people have missed out on or just not picked up because they aren't interested in the monsters, or maybe some of these, like, you know, these characters that aren't from Mighty Morphin. Like for example, the guy, I can't remember his name, but there's like the police robot. I think that's also from In Space. Also, like a really cool looking figure. It has like lights inside it that you can turn on and off. Just stuff like that I think maybe just hasn't really been communicated well with the Lightning community, the Lightning collection community from Hasbro. And now that these figures are getting like kind of cheap because they're old and like people have moved on and they want the newer stuff, they're really like nice to pick up and just try out, and they just look great on a shelf. And like I said, these guys are going to go great with the Mega Rangers when they release. I know these might not be comic accurate ones, but they definitely do the job, and looking forward to getting them in some poses with Jason, Trini, and Zack. And yeah, that was the review. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure you leave a like, because likes help people or new people find our videos. And speaking of new people, welcome to all of the new subscribers that have subscribed within the last month or so. We had a really big drive, I think mostly from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle videos that I did recently. A lot of new people came in and seem to be enjoying the videos. So thank you so much for joining. We are trying to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I think as this video records, we're at 444. So it would be great if you're a new viewer, if you've been enjoying the Lightning Collection content or any of my recent content, please subscribe and help us get to that 500 subscriber goal. And yeah, otherwise guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye bye.